Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A summer shakeup starts when Finn defies Steffy by supporting Sheila. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, John Finn Finnegan gave his mother more than she requested. Sheila Carter's son agreed to lobby his wife, as she had intended. However, Finn also took 3 unexpected steps in her direction, which probably surprised the crowd as well. A significant turning point came when he informed Sheila that he would ask Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, to spend time with him and their son. In addition, Finn referred to Sheila as mom and expressed his love for her, which was significant, saying he could see that she had changed. Finn was forthright when he told his biological mother that Steffy was unable to move past the horrible things she had done to the Forrester family. But it felt like a breakthrough that he was willing to bat for Sheila. Since discovering that Deacon Sharp was having an affair with Steffy's mother, Sheila has been distressed. In essence, he thinks it's trading up to divorce Sheila and replace her with Taylor Hayes. Sheila had to accept her fellow grandmother's betrayal in addition to her husband's condescending actions. The double shot to Sheila's abdomen was particularly painful. Sheila, on the other hand, is steady and did not return to form. Her blood relative support is all she is requesting in exchange. It's not too much to ask. Correct, Steffy? The best practitioners of soapy medicine understand that humans are more than just bones and blood. They have souls and hearts. Finn is a passionate man who fell in love with his wife as soon as he saw her. Devoted fans remember what transpired in the hospital following Steffy's second accident. Because she was riding a motorcycle, which offers little to no safety for riders and puts drivers in danger when riders ride with blatant recklessness, it was reckless. Steffy's perspective is icy. Finn, however, is aware of something Sheila is not. It wasn't that she and Steffy fought for Finn's love or had the usual miscommunications. No, Sheila's wife suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder since she committed serious crimes. By witnessing the goodness that emanates from today's Sheila, Steffy would be able to better manage her PTSD in a wonderful scenario, not just a decent one. Yes, it will make sense if Steffy doesn't change her mind about Sheila's motives for a while. However, small steps might make for interesting summertime content. Teasers suggest that when Steffy, Finn, and Sheila visit Monaco in the upcoming weeks, better seasonal meals may be served. Perhaps Steffy had an epiphany at that point, or if it's less dramatic, she just recognizes that Sheila's heart beats as well. It's still possible that Luna may return with a huge surprise. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, you can never say never when it comes to this made-up town of Los Angeles. And that's precisely what many critics and admirers are undoubtedly thinking at the moment, particularly in regards to Luna Nozawa, who hasn't been seen on canvas in a very long time. Yes, the character is thought to be dead, but if we've learned anything about the soap opera industry, it's that you can't be dead for very long, especially when the final nail is driven into your coffin. Because of this, there is a lot of conjecture among fans of The Bold and the Beautiful that Luna will return sooner rather than later and that she will bring a big surprise with her. This is because it was assumed that she was carrying Will Spencer's child when fans last saw her. Not only is it unknown whether Luna is dead or not, but it's also unknown whether she gave birth or lost the child she was carrying. Because of this, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful now strongly suggest that everyone will be stunned by what Luna brings back in her arms when she returns. Electra Forrester will not be able to handle this without experiencing the most severe mental collapse in human history. Furthermore, Will Spencer will also need to ponder a lot. His biggest nightmare is about to occur, and he won't be able to easily avoid it, just when he thought everything in his life was going well. It's going to get serious and dramatic. Dylan took a break at Bikini to talk to Electra, who was upset. She told her buddy that she was no longer living with Will. Dylan found it incomprehensible that Electra had to move out due to the circumstances surrounding Logan. Will gave RJ another beating at the beach home, Electra said, which made her hesitate. Dylan was shocked to hear that Electra had left with RJ, but she reassured her buddy that she would return with Will. Ridge, Torsten K., gave Elektra an ultimatum, so she said she couldn't this time. Dylan assured Elektra that she could live her life as she pleased. It wasn't necessary for her to avoid dating Will. However, Elektra insisted that Ridge prevented her from returning to Will. After what had transpired, she already owed the Forresters too much. Dylan found out that Will and Elektra were no longer together. She gave her friend a contemplative hug. In the meantime, Will went to Logan to see his father, Bill. He became aware that his cheek was shiny. As anticipated, the dressmaker got under Bill's skin and punched him, and Bill boasted about it. The topic of Will's romantic life came up. Bill reassured his son that he should not be concerned about the Forresters and that he had done the right thing. Will asserted that he would be unable to survive without Elektra. Will was reminded by Bill that there are many of ladies in Los Angeles. He advised Will to cease allowing her to dictate what he could or could not do with his life. This is how B&B made it clear that Dylan might end up being Will's biggest issue. She expressed her continued concern for Will by bringing up his thoughts regarding the circumstance during her talk with Elektra. Elektra was only thinking about herself and Ridge's demand at that precise moment. Will might move on with a lady who loves him for who he is, not for what he does for her family, as the show subtly demonstrated. Compared to being with someone who demands a lot of him, it can be more liberating and seductive. Will the romance between Will and Dylan intensify this summer? Katie's fierce plan of retaliation against the Forrester family. According to spoilers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie Logan is ecstatic about the success of her fashion line, but she and Bill Spencer aren't taking it easy. This week, Ridge Forrester declared war, so Katie is preparing to retaliate and determine her next course of action. We'll talk about Katie's follow-up to Logan's explosive hope for the future announcement. Bill is all in on showing off their achievement to the dressmaker and is prepared to back her ambitious ideas. We found out this week that Brooke Logan checked herself into a wellness center because she couldn't handle Hope Logan growing up. Furthermore, Ridge and Steffy Forrester are obviously shaken by the competition, and RJ Forrester is unable to withstand a blow. By the end of the week, there will be additional encounters as Ridge charges at Logan to confront Bill and declare war. Naturally, Katie will be incensed when Ridge speaks up and Bill rushes to tell her about the mayhem, including Ridge's assault on their son Will Spencer. Ridge and Steffy are currently in a panic. They have halted the jewelry line and abandoned Eric Forrester's couture launch, and they don't seem to know how to compete with a little startup like Logan. Let's examine Katie's next major move. Ridge and Brooke are accusing her of playing dirty, but let's be honest, the Spencers are also preparing for their comeback. If Ridge hadn't disregarded his father, Eric wouldn't have turned to Logan. Hope left because Steffy abused her. Furthermore, Forrester ruined their own trademark, whereas Brooke, Katie, Donna Logan, and others control the Logan brand. Wyatt has always owned the blue diamond, and nobody has ever stolen Eric's designs. He went up to Katie and asked to create something for her, and Bill paid a substantial amount for Eric's work. Despite everything, Katie is undoubtedly plotting. Let's start by talking about her next move. Hope was tired of Forrester, and Eric showed up by himself. Recall that during her tenure as CEO, Katie was the one who first approved Hope for the future. Following Brooke's outburst, Katie might use even more cunning strategies. She could bring in Zend Forrester, who is angry that Hope sided with Logan, but Zend probably knows why. He and Hope were both irritated by Steffy's persistent meddling with Hope for the future. We may envision Katie luring Zend with an exciting offer, such as a lead designer position, so he might be afraid of being forced to watch RJ at work now that Hope is gone. Given that we already know Zend doesn't like RJ, she might suggest a line named Z by Logan, or even a men's collection to compete with RJ's. This is a result of the turmoil surrounding Luna Nozawa in the past, and Zend hates RJ being treated like a golden boy. Given that Katie was also marginalized at Forrester, we might imagine her sympathizing with Zend. She might inform him that he is welcome to join them at Logan if he ever desires a main role or his own line. Imagine the mayhem that would ensue for the Forresters if he were to return to Katie and say, "Let's make it happen." Additionally, Katie is thinking about having Hope and Deke Sharp begin the creation of an autumn and winter collection because Logan needs more items. Hope is disturbed by Brooke's response, but she is steadfast in her devotion to Logan and her collaboration with her brother Deke. They are both eager to start their next collection. Hope is determined to resist Brooke's attempts to lure her back to Forrester Creations once she returns from her spa getaway. It seems likely that Hope will have another successful launch, even though Steffy, Ridge, and Brooke will hate the idea. After that, imagine Katie being extremely irritated with Brooke's response. After all, Brooke physically attacked Katie after throwing a fit over Logan and smashing the monitor. This occurred immediately following the slap from a few weeks ago, therefore it's possible that Katie will hire a designer to work with her on a project that directly targets Brooke. Imagine if Katie started a lingerie business that competes with Brooke's bedroom. It might be named Katie's Closet by Logan or Lingerie by Logan. Brooke would go crazy for something like that, perhaps with Katie's name clearly displayed to make her intentions very evident. She's already furious with Katie, and if Katie dared to directly compete with Brooke's self-branded product, her head would blow up. Katie needs a couture line, and a crossover with Sally Spectre from Young and the Restless would be thrilling. Sally may do it once for fun even though she no longer designs for that soap opera. They might also think about collaborating with Jack Wagner in the role of Nick Marone or bringing back Clark Garrison. He might propose one as a jab at Ridge over the Brooke and Italy scenario, even if he isn't a designer. In order to make a statement against Forrester, Katie needs a cutting-edge couture collection centered around Logan as the future of fashion, perhaps Wyatt could provide. We also expect Katie to start a perfume brand, maybe in collaboration with a fashion industry person. They may design amusing signature scents for Logan, either directly targeting Forrester Creations with titles like Legacy by Logan or possibly capitalizing on the reputations of Bill and Katie. What about Logan's Siren, Logan Eternal, or Logan's Luxe? They could even relate it to Hope's brand, such as the sweet smell of success, a men's fragrance inspired by Bill, or something simple like Cash or even Logan's Hope Eternal or Katie. Will's heartbreak, Finn's startling promise, and Dylan's approach. Electra Forrester, meantime, confides in Melissa Dillon. Discover what will happen next in the CBS soap opera by continuing to read. Sheila Carter remains at Finn's hospital office. The woman talks about how Taylor Hayes and Deacon Sharp broke her heart. She feels hopeful after Finn calls her mother. She'll never fail him. The woman longs for Finn and their time spent together. Sheila is aware that she was unworthy in the past, but what about now? Sheila keeps pleading with Finn to talk to Steffy Forrester Finnegan. His marriage will end if he backs Sheila. All Sheila wants is to spend time with her family. Steffy is not even required to be present. According to Finn, it is not feasible. Sheila informs him that she had the option to go after Taylor and Deacon but chose not to. Finn is aware of Sheila and is pleased with her. He is still unable to turn on Steffy. Sheila never stops pleading. Finn eventually becomes weary. Although he can't guarantee anything, the doctor promises he will speak with Steffy. Sheila only desires that. To demonstrate that she is not the same person she was all those years ago, Sheila consented to an amicable divorce. Sheila doesn't anticipate his declaration of love. Finn abruptly admits that he loves his biological mother. They give each other a hug, but Finn's expression is distant and anxious. Steffy is on the phone at Forrester Creations. An interview is requested by Ion Fashion. That's hilarious, LOL. Steffy violently hangs up the phone after refusing. When Ridge Forrester walks in, he is not happy. Steffy inquires about his well-being. Ridge tells her about the punch to Bill Spencer.